Welcome to an examination of one of the most significant legal and environmental crossroads of our time, the Great Nicobar Dilemma. This isn't just a local development project, it is a profound conflict between national security and planetary health. Using Case File 2024-NGT-Clearance, we will review the evidence regarding a decision that balances a nation's defense against the irreversible loss of prehistoric ecology. The NGT has ruled. Now you review the evidence. The year is 2024 and a final verdict has been reached by India's Supreme Court for the Environment, the National Green Tribunal. For the second time, the NGT has cleared the Great Nicobar mega project, rejecting all environmental challenges. Their reasoning? No sufficient grounds to interfere. The tribunal has officially ruled that strategic national security outweighs environmental concerns. To understand why security took precedence, we must look at the map. Great Nicobar is a sentinel overlooking one of the world's busiest trade routes. A staggering 25% of all global trade passes through this narrow corridor. Positioned equidistantly between existing global hubs like Colombo and Singapore, this island is the geography of power personified. The project aims to transform 166 square kilometers, about 10% of the island, into a massive maritime hub. The vision is to create a Singapore of the West. This includes 4 pillars: a trans-shipment port to capture global cargo, a dual-use airport for both civil and military aviation, a power plant utilizing gas and solar infrastructure, and integrated township for 65,000 residents. Who makes these calls? The National Green Tribunal. Established to fast-track environmental justice, it holds powers equivalent to a high court. Its panel consists of retired judges and expert scientists mandated to balance development with ecology. While the NGT has the power to halt projects or impose heavy fines, in this landmark case, they chose not to. The core of the national security argument lies in countering China's string-of-pearls strategy. With Chinese influence growing in Djibouti, Gwadar, and Myanmar, India views Great Nicobar as a strategic checkmate. The objective is simple: strengthen deterrence and command the Indo-Pacific through superior surveillance and naval logistics. Beyond defense, there is the economic engine. By 2040, the project is projected to generate 30,000 crore revenue annually. It aims to capture 20 to 30% of regional transshipment and create 50,000 new jobs. The goal is a self-sufficient maritime economy that reduces India's reliance on foreign ports. Now we look at the cost. Critics call it a green catastrophe. We're talking about the irreversible loss of primary tropical rainforests that are millions of years old. While the government claims 8.5 lakh trees will be affected, ecologist estimates suggest the number is closer to 10 million. These are not replantable plantations. They are virgin ecosystems that once gone are gone forever. The loss isn't just trees, it's the silent victims. Great Nicobar is a unique evolutionary laboratory. The project threatens the nesting sites of the giant leatherback turtle, the habitat of the dugong or sea cow, and the endemic Nicobar megapod. Dredging activities also pose an existential threat to ancient coral reefs. Perhaps the most harrowing concern is the risk of genocide. The island is home to the Shampan, a particularly vulnerable tribal group of only 300 to 400 individuals. They have no immunity to outside diseases. Critics argue that forced contact or displacement isn't just a policy change, it is existentially dangerous and could lead to total extinction. Even from an engineering perspective, the project is a tectonic gamble. The infrastructure will sit on a volatile fault line in Seismic Zone 5, the highest risk category. This area saw significant land lost to the sea during the 2004 tsunami. Building here is a high-stakes bet against nature, involving risks of erosion, land subsidence, and massive earthquakes. The tribunal acknowledged this damage but officially ruled it secondary to the national interest. They have proposed safeguards, pollution oversight committees, scientific translocation of coral reefs, and bans on construction in certain coastal zones. However, critics argue these measures are like putting a bandage on a severed limb, totally inadequate for irreversible damage. The implications of this verdict extend beyond one island. It establishes the Great Nicobar Standard. This new legal reality means that strategic importance can now legally override irreversible ecological damage. This precedent will likely be cited in future cases involving mining in Ladakh or the development of protected forests. Here is the final balance sheet. On the gains side, countering China, 30,000 crore in revenue, Indo-Pacific dominance, and 50,000 jobs. On the cost side, 10 million trees felled, risk of extinction, irreversible biodiversity loss, and extreme seismic risk. The government has moved forward. The NGT has ruled, but the moral question remains. Does the security of our borders justify the permanent erasure of our natural history? As Fade Souza asks, do we know enough about climate change to know that this damage is irreversible, not just for us, but for the entire human race?